Chosen one, a wave of revelation is sweeping through every circle connected to you, and it's happening because the truth is finally being told at last. Everybody is seeing the culprit for what they are, a liar. For a long time someone manipulated the collective perception around you, and for a while people bought it. But your healing, your progress, your glow, it all became undeniable evidence that something wasn't adding up. Now the same people who once believed them are watching their story crumble in real time, realizing the mask was the lie all along. This person has been lying upon lies upon lies. Each lie had to be remembered because if one was forgotten, the new lie wouldn't match up with the old one. That's the thing about deception at this level. It requires a web so complex that one loose strand unravels everything. And chosen one, you pulled that strand just by healing. The narrative changed constantly. The story got molded to fit whatever audience was listening. People were supposed to believe you were promiscuous. People were supposed to think you slept around, that you were disconnected from the divine. The community was supposed to see you as someone who, if something bad happened to you, would deserve it. But here's what wasn't counted on. All of this was projection. Everything you were accused of was actually being done by your accuser. The promiscuity, the lies, the manipulation, it was all projection. And now it's coming out. There's evidence. Something has surfaced showing this person in a completely different light than the righteous image that was cultivated, dancing in ways that contradict everything told to family and community about who this person claimed to be. The mask has fallen completely off. This person needed to pay off debt. Work was being done that conflicts with the values being preached. Maybe escorting, maybe stripping, maybe other things this person feels ashamed of. Instead of owning it, instead of being honest about struggle, you became the scapegoat. Your face got plastered on someone else's shadow, and everyone was told to look at the monster. The family backed this person completely. Biggest supporters, biggest cheerleaders. No matter what was done, there was always a reason or an excuse. But those same family members are starting to ask questions now. If this person lied so completely about their own life, what about those accusations against you? What about that story being sold for so long? The foundation is cracking and everyone can hear it. This wasn't just about ruining your reputation for ego. You needed to be discredited for something specific. Something legal appears to be involved. Something with authorities. Something where you needed to be seen as unreliable before questions got asked. A long game was being played. Dominoes were being set up carefully over time. The goal was to make you act out. The spell work being done wasn't just to change people's perception. It was designed to change your behavior. You were supposed to be pushed into temptation, into addiction, into reckless choices. Documentation was supposed to happen. Evidence was supposed to back up lies, because someone knew an investigation was coming. Think about it. If you had spiraled the way this person hoped, if you had fallen into the trap being set, fingers could point to you and say, "See, here's proof of everything said about you." But you didn't give that satisfaction. You went inward. You healed. You protected your peace. You chose growth over reaction. That choice saved you from a setup that could have destroyed your life. Investigation is happening right now. Someone is looking into things. Evidence has been destroyed. Proof of activities has been burned. But it's too late. The truth is already out. The evidence exists. The testimony exists. The pattern of lies has been documented. Now everyone watches a carefully constructed house of cards collapse in real time. Competition has been the driving force. You were seen as a rival in a game you didn't even know you were playing. Every step you took forward felt like a personal attack to this person. Your healing journey wasn't inspiring. It was threatening. Because if you succeeded, if you thrived, if you became everything someone else pretended to be, the lies would become obvious. So attempts were made to stop you before you could expose deception just by existing. Spell work has been done specifically targeting your hair, your crown chakra, your connection from root to crown. In many spiritual traditions, hair represents connection to God, to divine source, to higher consciousness. This was understood on some level and targeted deliberately. Your mind was supposed to be messed with. Your mental body was under attack. Attempts were made to block your intuition, cloud your judgment, make you doubt yourself, foggy thinking, difficulty making decisions. That wasn't just stress, chosen one. That was interference, active intentional interference, designed to cut you off from divine guidance, so you'd make mistakes that validated a false narrative about you. But here's what wasn't known. You have angelic protection that has been blocking attacks. Every spell sent bounced off a shield that couldn't be seen. Your healing work created armor made of light. Every time you chose truth over convenience, every time you chose growth over bitterness, you strengthened that protection. Arrows were shot at a fortress. Now you're being told to cleanse something off your hair. Literally wash your hair with intention. Salt water, vinegar, Florida water, whatever aligns with your practice, because removing something from your hair is going to remove something from people's eyes. It's going to help remove the last bits of spell work affecting how people see you. This is specific. This is important. If you've been feeling called to wash your hair, this is why. Sexual energy has also been sent toward you. Attempts were made to make you promiscuous, to make you act in ways that would confirm lies. This was energy harvesting, an attempt to swap energies, take what you have and give you what someone else carries. It's a form of witchcraft that requires deep obsession and dark intention. You need to understand something powerful about your spiritual protection. Your ancestors, the elevated ones who watch over your bloodline, have been in constant communication with your angels. While you were going about your daily life, unseen forces were holding meetings about you. Strategy sessions were happening in the spiritual realm about how to keep you safe, how to expose the truth, how to position you for what's coming next. If you felt called by this message, hype this video so other chosen ones like you can be reached. Connect with your ancestors now through prayer or meditation. Light a candle if that's your practice. Speak to them either out loud or in your mind. Tell them you're ready to receive what's been trying to come through. This might take consistency, perhaps committing to this practice every evening for a period of time. Don't rush it. Don't expect instant downloads. Just create the space. Your ancestors have been waiting for this moment when the interference is cleared enough for you to hear them clearly. There's a high priest or high priestess in your ancestral lineage, someone who walked a similar path, someone who faced similar opposition, someone who knows exactly what you're going through, because your bloodline has seen this before. This ancestor specifically wants to guide you through what comes next. The cleanup, the restoration, the stepping into your power fully. You're not the first chosen one in your family line. You're standing on the shoulders of spiritual warriors who paved the way. Something was being planned regarding your car. Engine issues, brakes not working, collision. You were supposed to be in an accident. You were supposed to be taken out of the running for something coming your way. This is why you're being told right now, if you've had any intuition about checking your car, do it immediately. Take it to a mechanic. Have everything inspected, your brakes, your engine, everything. This isn't fear-mongering. This is wisdom. Someone willing to do spell work to destroy your reputation is willing to go further. Obsession makes people cross lines normally never crossed. So you protect yourself practically while you protect yourself spiritually. You lock your doors, you check your car, you vary your routines, you trust your gut when something feels off. Your angels have been protecting you from this. That's why nothing has happened yet. That's why you've sidestepped consequences that seemed destined. That's why doors that should have closed stayed open. Divine intervention has been working overtime on your behalf, but you also have free will. You also have responsibility. So when you get the prompting to check something, you check it. You are wanted dead or seriously injured because you're about to step into something this person cannot have. An opportunity, a position, a level of influence. If you were gone or discredited or broken, it could be taken. That's how deep the competition goes in this person's mind. That's how threatened this person is by your potential. The goal wasn't just to destroy your present. The goal was to steal your future. But it's not going to work. You're protected. You're being warned. The universe doesn't let its chosen ones get taken out by jealous people playing with dark magic. The very fact that you're here right now means you're still standing, still here, still protected. And that drives someone absolutely crazy. You didn't expose anyone. You didn't investigate anyone. You didn't even defend yourself. You just healed, and your healing became the wrecking ball that demolished lies. You didn't have to fight. You just had to grow. Your growth was the weapon that destroyed deception. When you started healing your wounds, when you started rising above trauma, when you started succeeding despite everything done against you, people started asking questions. Wait, if this person is thriving, how can those accusations be true? If healing and growth and forward movement are happening, what does that say about the story we were told? Your trajectory didn't match the narrative. That mismatch created doubt. That doubt turned into investigation. People started comparing notes, started looking closer at the one making accusations instead of the one being accused, started noticing inconsistencies, started seeing cracks in the performance. Once people started really looking, seeing what was right in front of them the whole time became unavoidable. Someone lives in endless regret now, not because of feeling bad about what was done to you, but because of getting caught, because the consequences engineered for you landed on the engineer instead. That's karma. That's divine justice. That's the universe restoring balance. You didn't have to do anything but stay true to yourself. The truth defended itself. Your angels exposed everything, pulled the rug, removed the veil from everyone's eyes. It was a coordinated spiritual operation to bring light to darkness, and it worked. The community that made you the outcast is now making someone else the outcast. The family that defended blindly is now questioning everything. The authority figures needed on someone's side are now investigating. Complete reversal. You're standing there clean, clear, vindicated, not because you fought for it, but because you lived in truth while someone else lived in lies. Eventually, always, the truth rises. You just had to hold on long enough to watch it happen. People are talking, not just whispering, actually discussing what has been discovered. Someone saw evidence and shared it with someone else. That person compared notes with another person who had been feeling uneasy about the whole situation. Conversations multiplied. Now everyone knows. This is the beautiful thing about truth. It doesn't need marketing. It doesn't need a campaign. It just needs one crack in the dam and it floods everything. One person brave enough to say something doesn't add up becomes permission for everyone else to admit feeling it too. That's exactly what's happening. The collective doubt that was suppressed is now being voiced. It's unstoppable. The family is in crisis mode. People who defended without question are now having emergency meetings. Family group chats are exploding, because it's not just about the lies anymore. It's about what those lies reveal. If someone could lie about you so convincingly, what else has been lied about? If manipulation of the whole family into turning against an innocent person was possible, what other manipulations have worked? You see, chosen one, this exposure isn't just clearing your name, it's waking people up to patterns being blind to for a long time. Suddenly, other situations are being re-examined, other conflicts are being viewed through a different lens. People are going back through memories asking, wait, what really happened there? Credibility isn't just damaged, it's completely destroyed. And that destruction is revealing things thought to be safely buried. Here's what wasn't understood about building a house on lies. When the foundation cracks, everything collapses at once, not gradually. All at once. Control of the narrative forever was expected. The performance was thought to be so good that even if one lie was exposed, it could be explained away. But lies are connected. Pull one out and the others start falling like dominoes. That's exactly what you're witnessing. You were studied. How you move, how you think, what triggers you, what you value. Reconnaissance was done on your life like a military operation. Because to destroy someone effectively, weaknesses need to be known. And someone was looking for yours with obsessive focus. What you cared about most was identified. Reputation, relationships, spiritual connection, career, whatever mattered to you became the target. If family was important, attempts were made to turn your family against you. If community belonging mattered, Work went into getting you ostracized. If your spiritual life was your foundation, spell work disrupted that connection. This wasn't random. This was targeted psychological warfare. Who you trusted was observed, and those people were befriended to get information. When you were vulnerable was noted, and strikes came during those times. What brought you joy was noticed, and attempts were made to poison those wells. This level of calculated malice takes time, energy, obsession. You were being thought about constantly, not with love, with strategy. Your downfall was being planned like a full-time job, and you know what's powerful? While you were being studied to be broken, you were studying yourself to heal yourself. While focus was outward with destructive intent, your focus was inward with constructive intent. While energy was being used to tear down, yours was being used to build up. That difference in focus is why you're standing, and someone else is falling. Isolation was attempted systematically. Cut off your support system one person at a time. Poison relationships slowly, so you wouldn't notice until you were alone, because isolated people are easier to destroy. Isolated people start questioning their own reality. Isolated people have no one to check their perceptions against. The goal was you completely alone, doubting yourself, with no one to remind you of who you really are. But isolation from your divine connection was impossible. Cut off from your ancestors couldn't happen. Every angel assigned to protect you couldn't be blocked. So even when you felt alone in the physical, you were never alone in the spiritual. That connection is what saved you. That's what couldn't be touched no matter how much spell work was done. Now let me put you onto something real. Destiny Engine. I built this because I was done watching chosen ones get dragged through betrayal, isolation and attacks while their enemies strutted around unchecked. I want to help you accelerate the speed of your divine justice and step fully into your purpose. And the beauty of it, you don't even have to lift a finger. Destiny Engine takes their downfall and flips it into your rise. This isn't another meditation app. It's declassified consciousness technology, the same mind programming tools your enemies once used to install fear, competition and scarcity, re-engineered to restore your sovereignty and align you with the cooperative, upgraded operating framework. It generates personalized sequences mapped to your divine purpose. The hardest thing you'll do is put on headphones, press play and watch your enemies keep digging their own grave. The collective upgrade is underway. Start your Destiny Engine for $1 today and turn everything they did to break you into fuel for your rise. Link in the description. Think about the mind games that were played, the gaslighting, the moments where you questioned if maybe you were the problem. Maybe the twisted version of events was correct and your memory was faulty. Maybe you did something to deserve this treatment. That wasn't accidental confusion. That was intentional psychological manipulation designed to make you doubt your own sanity. Because if you could be made to doubt yourself, you could be made to doubt everything, but your inner knowing refused to let the lies stick. Something in you kept saying, this isn't right. That voice wouldn't be silenced no matter how loud the accusations got. That was your truth fighting for survival. That was your spirit refusing to accept a false narrative. That was the divine in you rejecting the demonic attack against you, and it held strong enough to carry you through. Now someone is dealing with the fact that all that study, all that planning, all that energy investment failed completely. You're still here, still sane, still connected, still growing. Every hour spent plotting was wasted. Every spell cast bounced back. Every trap set was walked around without you even trying. The obsession that drove someone to such extremes is now the obsession eating away as watching you thrive becomes unavoidable. Here's what nobody tells you about being a pathological liar. The lies hurt the liar more than anyone else, not just because of karma, though that's real, but because living in deception requires constantly managing reality. Which version of the story was told to which person has to be remembered. The mask has to be maintained every single moment. Living in fear that the truth will surface becomes exhausting. It's prison. This person has been living in that prison for a long time. Part of why you needed to be destroyed is because your freedom reminded this person of captivity. Your authenticity highlighted performance. Your peace contrasted with chaos. You became a living reminder of what couldn't be had, as long as the lies continued. So instead of choosing truth, an attempt was made to drag you into deception. But here's the thing about trying to pull someone into darkness when connection to the light exists. The light exposes you in the process. You couldn't be dragged down without someone's own position being illuminated. Every attack launched was like stepping into a spotlight. Eventually, enough people saw clearly that the performance ended. The community is learning something important right now. The loudest victim isn't always the real victim. The most dramatic storyteller isn't always telling truth. Emotional manipulation can look like vulnerability. These are hard lessons, necessary lessons. Your situation became the classroom where those lessons were taught. Some people in this community are going to grow from this. Better discernment will develop. More questions will be asked before judgments form. Manipulation tactics will be recognized that were missed before. Ironically, the person who tried to destroy you will have been the teacher who taught the community how to spot a liar. That's divine irony. Others in the community will stay in denial. What happened will be minimized. Excuses will be made for why lies were believed. Responsibility for roles played in spreading lies will be avoided. Those people aren't your concern. You can't force someone to grow who's committed to staying comfortable. Let them stay where they are while you move forward. The real transformation happens in how you navigate this new landscape, where you're vindicated. Someone else is exposed, and everyone knows what really happened. Your character gets tested in a completely different way here. People are going to come back. People who ghosted you. People who believed the lies. People who participated in spreading rumors. Reaching out with apologies or explanations or attempts to reconnect will happen. Some will be genuine. Many will be self-serving. Your job is to discern which is which without becoming cynical. Some people legitimately didn't know better. Skillful deception happened. Genuine remorse for roles played in your pain exists. Learning happened, and change is real. These people deserve consideration. Not automatic forgiveness, but consideration. You can take your time deciding if you want them back in your life and in what capacity. Others are only coming back because it's socially advantageous now. You're no longer the outcast. Your reputation is restored. Your status has shifted. Association with you is wanted now, because the tide has turned. These people aren't sorry for hurting you. Regret exists only for betting on the wrong person. You owe them nothing. Not your time, not your energy, not your forgiveness, not your presence. Watch who apologizes for what. Someone who says, "I apologize for believing lies about you," without investigating, is taking responsibility. Someone who says, "I apologize that you felt hurt by the misunderstanding," is deflecting responsibility. The language people use reveals actual levels of accountability. Pay attention. Also watch who never apologizes but acts like nothing happened, who just slides back into your space assuming acceptance because truth came out. These people lack the integrity to own mistakes. Benefits of reconnecting are wanted without the discomfort of acknowledging roles played in your isolation. You can decide such people aren't worth having around, and that decision is completely valid. Your boundaries get to be firm here. You can forgive someone for your own peace without giving access to your life. You can release resentment without re-establishing relationship. You can be gracious without being available. These are all valid choices. Don't let anyone guilt you into restoring access to people who hurt you just because the truth finally came out. There's something you saw, heard, or experienced that you dismissed at the time. Maybe it seemed insignificant. Maybe you talked yourself out of what you were perceiving. Maybe you gave someone the benefit of the doubt when your gut was screaming at you. That moment holds information you need now. Your guides have been trying to show you this memory, but interference was blocking it. Now that you're cleansing your crown, now that you're clearing spiritual attacks, this memory is going to come through. When it does, you're going to see how it connects to everything, how it was actually a warning you didn't recognize, how it was evidence you didn't know you needed to remember. This might be a conversation you overheard, a look you caught between people that didn't register consciously but your subconscious recorded, a moment where someone's mask slipped just slightly and you saw what was underneath before correction happened. an inconsistency in someone's story that you noticed but didn't pursue. Something said that contradicted something said before. Your mind caught it even if you didn't consciously process it. When this memory surfaces, don't dismiss it. Don't talk yourself out of its importance. Sit with it. Journal about it. Share it with someone you trust, if that feels right. This memory is coming up now because it serves your healing and your understanding. It's a piece of the puzzle that helps you see the full picture. Seeing the full picture helps you integrate this experience and move forward wiser. Your ancestors specifically want you to know that you've always had good instincts. You've always picked up on things others missed. But conditioning happened to make you doubt yourself, to second-guess your perceptions, to give people the benefit of the doubt even when your gut screamed at you to be cautious. This experience is teaching you to trust yourself again, to know that when something feels off, it usually is. This is part of your spiritual development as a chosen one. Learning to trust your internal guidance system without needing external validation. Learning to honor what you know even when you can't prove it yet. Learning to act on your intuition even when it doesn't make logical sense. These are skills you're going to need for what's coming next in your journey. There's also cleanup work that needs your attention. Not just spiritual cleansing, but physical clearing. Items in your home might be carrying energy that needs to go. You'll know what needs to be removed. That gift someone gave you that always felt heavy. That piece of clothing you wore during a difficult time that you can't seem to wear again. Objects can hold energy, and your space needs to match your new frequency. Go through your home with intention, not in fear but in empowerment. You're reclaiming your space. You're establishing that this is sacred ground where only what serves your highest good is allowed to remain. This might mean disposing of items. It might mean deep cleaning areas you've been avoiding. It might mean rearranging furniture to change the energy flow. Trust what you're being guided to do. Your car also needs attention, as mentioned before, but beyond the mechanical check, cleanse your vehicle energetically. Smoke cleanse it if that's your practice. Spray it with Florida water. Play high-frequency music in it. Your car is an extension of your personal space. It carries you toward your destiny. Make sure it's energetically clear and protected. This isn't paranoia. This is spiritual maintenance for someone who's been under spiritual attack. This entire situation was never about you versus someone else. It was about truth versus lies, light versus darkness, integrity versus deception. Truth won, light won, integrity won. Not because you're better as a person, but because you chose the side the universe backs. You chose to live in truth even when lies would have been easier. You chose to walk in light even when darkness offered shortcuts. You are now the evidence that truth prevails, the proof that you don't have to fight every battle, the testimony that divine protection is real, the walking demonstration that choosing integrity over revenge leads to vindication. Other chosen ones who are in their own battles right now need to see you, need to know it's possible to come through with peace intact, need proof that staying true to yourself is worth it, even when everyone turns against you. This is bigger than your personal victory. You're becoming a beacon for everyone else fighting similar fights. Your testimony will reach people you'll never meet. Your story will strengthen people you'll never know about. Your victory will give hope to chosen ones who are wondering if giving up is the answer. That's the real purpose of what you went through. The person who tried to destroy you unintentionally positioned you for greater influence. Every lie told became testimony when truth came out. Every attack launched became evidence of your resilience. Every person turned against you became a witness to your vindication. You were made famous in ways never intended. That's divine irony at its finest. Now you walk forward knowing several things for certain. Your protection is real. Your intuition is accurate. Your healing threatens darkness. Your presence shifts atmospheres. Your truth is more powerful than anyone's lies. Your divine assignment can't be blocked by human opposition. These aren't beliefs. These are facts proven through experience. The spell work done on your crown is being cleared as you receive this message. The energy harvesting attempted is being reversed. The attacks aimed at your car, your mind, your foundation are being neutralized. Your ancestors are working overtime to restore what was disrupted and fortify what was attacked. You're not just returning to baseline, you're being upgraded. This season of exposure and truth-telling is also a season of elevation for you. While someone falls, you rise. While exposure happens to someone else, promotion happens to you. While credibility is lost elsewhere, you gain favor. While isolation happens to someone, you're connected. The contrast is stark. The reversal is complete. The justice is thorough. What's opening up for you now is space. Space that was cluttered with people who didn't belong. Space that was taken up by toxic dynamics. Space that was occupied by one-sided relationships. That space is being cleared so something better can enter. New connections that align with who you're becoming. Opportunities that match your actual vibration. Community that sees you clearly from the start. You're also being positioned for promotion. Whatever you were being kept from, you're about to step into. The career opportunity, the influential position, the leadership role, the platform. Whatever it is, it's coming. It's coming specifically because you passed the test of staying true under pressure. The universe promotes people who prove they can't be broken by opposition. Walk forward now in complete confidence, not arrogance, confidence, knowing you've been tested and proven, knowing you've been attacked and protected, knowing you've been lied about and vindicated, knowing you've been isolated and celebrated. You're not the same person who went into this battle. You're stronger, wiser, clearer, more connected, more protected, more dangerous to darkness. You are the evidence, the proof, the testimony, the demonstration that truth prevails, that light wins, that integrity pays, that divine protection is real, that chosen ones don't fight alone, that justice comes even when delayed, that lies can't stand against truth forever, that darkness can't overcome light. You are living proof of all of this. The spell is broken. The truth is out. Everybody sees it now. What people see is you, standing tall, standing strong, standing in your power, standing in your truth, standing in your divine assignment, absolutely unshakable. That's not luck. That's not chance. That's divine orchestration. That's destiny. That's what happens when a chosen one refuses to bow to lies, refuses to break under pressure, refuses to abandon truth for comfort. This is your vindication, your validation, your victory, not because you needed it from anyone else, but because the universe ensures that truth always, eventually, undeniably comes to light. And you, chosen one, you are that light.